Ready? Watch what happens.
Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer. Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Okay, I brought you guys the missing story of Megan Bos before she unfortunately was found deceased. Now, that ding that you probably just heard was a response back from her mother. There has been a great update in this case. If you've been following for a while, you know that she was actually found in a trash can in the backyard next to the garage where the man lived that actually put her in said trash can. He ended up being arrested. And even though he was an illegal immigrant, someone who their literal existence on this side of the border is against the law and is considered a crime, he was just let go. He put her body in a large trash can from the basement, drug it up, put it outside next to the garage, left it out there for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, filled with bleach, broke her phone. I don't think they ever found her purse. That might have changed. It's been a few weeks since I've spoken to her mom, but her mom has been real busy. She actually just got back from the White House. No, you don't. Let's go.
Ready? Watch what happens.
So ironically, he has now been arrested. And even though she was found the way she was found and he hid her for as long as he hid her and literally would hide in his house like a coward as her friends and family searched that very neighborhood for her, putting flyers for the fact that they were looking for her on his door, in his mailbox. Just sat there, just watched it all happen. Once he was finally arrested, they just let him walk out. Again, being here illegally. Zero bond, zero supervision. Just said, hey, show up on this date, and we'll just decide what happens from there. Well, ICE just detained him. Well, not just, it's been a couple of days. But ICE detained him at a market in Chicago. I don't know if he was shopping. I don't know if he was working. But for him to just be able to go on, continue to just live his life out here where he is here illegally after the situation is just a disgusting thought. And you know what else is wild? Remember when I played this?
Watch what happens.
This was just 2 days before this guy was arrested. So I said something about the timing to Miss Jennifer, and this is what she sent me. It was confirmed that there were several members and staff of Congress that elevated the case, and the White House is the one who gave the go-ahead, the green go get him for this guy to be arrested. That's amazing. Now, I mentioned the fact that Miss Jennifer was just at the White House because she's been really pushing and trying to get this whole Safety Act thing taken out, this safe on crime thing removed. That's according to all of the rumors and all of the articles, the reason why the judge allowed this man to walk out the way that he did. Now, according to the articles and stuff that are coming out today, July the 22nd, now that he has been detained, there is a false statement going around that is causing threats to be made directly to the judge. Now, I actually made a video about this false information this morning, but I thought that it was legitimate because whenever I went to go look at the page that was created by her family before her body was unfortunately found in that trash can, the article mentioned this. This is something that I didn't know. This is something that, because of the way the article was shared on the official page, mentioned this, I thought was true. Now, I had left some messages for Miss Jennifer, Megan's mom, on Facebook, and before I was able to finish editing that video, she responded back and said, that's false. She was not found that way. The coroner's report does not find it that way. No, that's not true. She doesn't know where they're getting that information from, but she has her autopsy report. She has all of her information. Nothing in the official documentation that the family has says this. She has no idea what's going on. There's apparently been statements made to debunk this. She's been posting about how it's not true everywhere she possibly can. So I figured I can do the best that I can and try to debunk this as best as I can. I'm honestly going to have to do something a little abnormal. I don't normally post on TikTok. It's very rare I go over there and post anything. But apparently, this portion of this, because of the New York Post article, this is going pretty much everywhere over on TikTok. So if you're over there on TikTok, follow me. In the description box will be the TikTok channel that I have. I'm going to put a little short over there to try to help this get debunked. But again, I don't really have a lot of followers. I don't do a lot over there, so I don't know how much good it's going to actually do. But this is a wild, wild statement to get wrong. Okay, so as I'm recording this, like I said, you guys probably heard that little ding. Jennifer, who is Megan's mom, is making a little 3-minute video. So once I have that accessed, I will put it in this so that she can just tell you guys herself.
Hi, I wanted to get in real quick and address a couple of things regarding my daughter Megan Bos's case and the recent ICE apprehension of Jose Mendoza Gonzalez. In the initial report that was made on Saturday, it was said that she was decapitated. This is untrue. She was not decapitated. I don't know where that came from. She was found in the garbage can. It was filled with bleach water. She had been there 2 months, so she was very in advanced stages of decomposition, but she was not decapitated or dismembered in any way, shape, or form. Please stop saying that. Please encourage people to stop saying that.
Please report this as false information, no matter what platform you are seeing it on. Even if you go over to like the New York Post website, flag the article for something, just flag it. It is false. The family has been trying to get this out there for the past couple of days now, and no one's listening. She herself has just told me that she has messaged all of these people. She's emailed them. She's going and commenting on people that are sharing this information, and they're just leaving it there. They don't even care.
The thing I'd like to talk about is Judge Randy Bruno. It just recently came to my attention that there are threats now against her for releasing him. I imagine a lot of that is anger because people think that she was decapitated and
that's what I said.
He got released.
Yeah.
This isn't true. And it also isn't true that Judge Bruno had the ability to use her own discretion to decide whether or not he would be detained pending trial. The Safety Act with Class 4 felonies does not allow them, they're non-detainable. Just what they say, non-detainable. There's only a few exceptions. It has to be an extreme case of danger to the community or an extreme risk of flight.
Now, see, him just being illegal, meaning he has ties to other countries that he is a resident of, would to me mean that you're a flight risk. You know what I mean? Like, just to me, common sense, that would tell me that you're a flight risk. Now, the other portion, yeah, no, she's completely correct, because in my thinking, that's what I figured was the reason why she all of a sudden was getting these threats, because he'd been out for quite a while now. So for it to just all of a sudden be happening, it definitely had to be because of false info.
And he didn't meet any of those criteria in the legal way. So
in the legal way,
Judge Bruno had no choice but to release him. This is the law. This is the law that we've been given that allows criminals to walk free pending trial, regardless of what they've done. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, to try and bring attention to this fact and to make change in this law so that nobody else has to go through what we've gone through, knowing that he's out there walking free.
Just at the market.
The other thing I'd like to address is the hundreds of comments online, thousands of comments online, that he murdered her. We don't know this. The investigation is ongoing. It's a suspicious death investigation.
Yeah.
Suspicious. We don't know what happened. We're still going through evidence, still looking at different options. still trying to figure out what happened. Everything that's happening right now has to do with what he did to her after she died, what he admitted to doing to her after she died. And that's it. We just don't know. We may never know. But I wish that you all would stop passing these rumors around. They're not true. I hope this can put an end to it. Please think before you talk. Think before you post on Facebook. And I hope you all support me in my efforts to get this law changed. Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and read the coroner's update on Megan Bos's death investigation, because I was also asked by Jennifer if I had seen any of her interviews. And whenever I went to go and search, I found one that came out by ABC 7 Chicago, where they did interview her, but then the person that's doing the reporting on it is also stating that it was an actual fent, substance, indulgence situation. Blame YouTube for the fact I have to talk in riddles, okay? Apparently, that's not exactly true either. Now, there were traces of that and the white powdery stuff and also morphine that was identified in the liver. But because of how bad her body was decomposed, because of the body being in bleach for almost 2 months, they can't actually test to see if anything was a lethal dose or anything like that. This was July 21st, 2025. And again, I'm recording this on 7/22/25, so this is very fresh. In response to recent inaccurate media reports, the Lake County Coroner's Office clarifies that Megan Bos was not removed, detached. Okay. This misinformation has caused unnecessary distress to the family and misrepresents the facts of this investigation. An autopsy was conducted on April 11th of 2025. So it's been a couple of months now, been a few months, by our office. While the body was in an advanced state of decomposition and had been exposed to chemical substances, the initial autopsy reports showed no signs of trauma or a struggle, and at no point was Megan detached before or after. Okay. Megan's cause of death is currently classified as undetermined. The classification of cause of death in any case is based on a combination of autopsy findings and investigative information, including scene findings, circumstances, and medical history. The body was found in a plastic garbage container. These circumstances raised the suspicion of a homicidal death or possibly a substance-related one. Now, we know that dealers get charged whenever people that they sell to end up dying from whatever they get sold. We've seen it a lot lately, and I've been really glad to see it. Fent, again, the white powder, metabolites of the white powder, and morphine were identified in the liver tissue, indicating recent potentially lethal mixtures, making a distinction between an accidental intoxication and an asphyxial one solely based on the autopsy findings. Both the absence of significant trauma and the presence of these kinds of things, it makes all of those things to determine what could have really happened not possible. Because who's to say that he didn't take her, not let her leave, inject her with things, do things to her on purpose and dispose of her in bleach so that his DNA would come out of her body in certain places. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no telling what the truth is here. All we know is that there was a text from her phone to her friend's phones that said, "I'm on my way." And then he admits he broke her phone, like physically broke the phone in half in order to not allow it to be traceable or anything of the sort. So that's really, really extreme. Super, super, really, really extreme. So to be able to tell exactly what happened because of the way that he put her body in that trash can in a bunch of bleach, it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. Our office has worked in coordination with law enforcement and the Lake County State's Attorney's Office to ensure that factual, objective, forensic findings are accurately represented. We urge members of the media and public to rely on official sources when discussing details of open investigations out of respect for the decedent, her loved ones, and the integrity of the investigative process. The New York Post and several big, huge news organizations have been reposting how this was a thing. when it's not. This is not an opinion. This is a fact that is being placed in an actual situation. Now, this false information has now caused people to have their lives threatened and a whole bunch of chaos. Now, granted, the case needs that much attention, but it should have gotten that much attention simply because he was able to walk out as an illegal person who's not supposed to be here after hiding a body in bleach outside in the sun so that it would decompose faster because he was hiding something. All of those things should have been the reason why this case got so much attention, not because of a false, horribly detailed situation. Okay. Again, humans and the way that they work, it's astounding to me sometimes. But again, all I can do is what I constantly try to do. Try to separate fact from fiction, opinion from a false statement. This is false information. Please report any and everyone who is reporting this, because the family has been saying this now for days and hardly anyone seems to listen. But isn't that honestly how it goes? The original story gets all the attention, but hardly anyone sees the retraction. Yeah, I know all about that. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this down in the comments. And again, please report and make sure that if anyone is sharing this false info, that they are being corrected. Do you guys' jobs out there in the true crime community to try to make sure that the information stays as pure as possible. Again, let me know what you guys are thinking about this down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.